Hello, and as promised, I have the video from the second heat of the OVKA race number 2 of the 2022 season. This is LO206 Masters Heavy, and as I mentioned in the other video, it's a P-pit format, and I am starting in position 2. Everybody came screaming out of the pits. We are allowed to tire scrub this season, so everybody's trying to scrub, but we got super spread out, and our grid up lap is generally fairly short. You know, it's not the full track, so you don't have a lot of time to get together. So we got the first attempt waved off. So we're coming back around, grouping up a little bit. I'll tell you in advance, I'm going to get bamboozled on this start. I had started on the pole in the first week, and when I did, myself and the guy in P2, we kept it really slow until the green flag waved. If you watch, I'd say everybody got on the gas a little sooner than I did. I was still looking at the flagman giving me the, keep it slow, the guy with the yellow right there. If you watch, they started zooming up before I do on the inside lane, and by the time the green flags go on, the whole inside lane was already, well faster than I was. But my kart is running pretty strong on the start, so I was able to get back up to speed and pull back up on the second and third place guys with a decent gap over everybody else, at least on the first lap. I didn't have to worry about anybody running into me. Now, I did try to make a move on the 84 right there. Lost my momentum a little bit when I ducked under him and was not able to pull it off. As a result, he gets back up in front of me, and the 86, he is on my tail. Now, typically, in previous seasons, the 86 has usually been, I'd say sometimes between a half and a full second faster than me. So, and I hang out with him in the pits and stuff like that. So when he starts bumping me and I know he's back there, I usually don't try to hold him up too much, because typically he's considerably faster than me. A half second on this track is, it may not sound like much, but it's, there's you can see the difference when you're out there driving. Especially if somebody is a full second faster than you. But, I've gotten a little faster this year. I don't know if it's because, I mentioned in the other video, maybe it's my driving, which some of it is, but I have been able to really kind of focus on my mechanics of my go-kart and make sure everything is, well lubricated, straight, and in, good shape for the race. So I had a pretty good lap right there, and I closed back up on the 84, and I'm going to get a run on him and be able to duck under him. And I'm basically up next to him, so I keep the inside lane. And like the locals around here do, he doesn't try to make it go too wide through that little, what we call turn 2. It generally narrows down to a 1 cart groove right there, and if you try to put 2 through it, it's usually bad things happen. Which at the Cup Karts event, when you get a lot of out-of-towners in there, they don't quite realize that, and you get a lot of people banging into each other through turn 2. But anyways, getting back to our race at the OVKA, everybody here knows about that turn, so there's usually some give and take on that one, because those turtles will jack your kart all up if you run over them. As you saw in my previous Heat 1 race, I bumped one of those turtles and off came a chain. So the 86 is back on me, and we're probably about three laps in. We might be approaching 4 laps in, and my kart is feeling pretty good. It's staying firmly planted. My chain is staying on. I had realized that I did bend it, so for this one I had bent my chain guard back out so that it wouldn't try to throw my chain off, and things were going well, and I put a new chain on for this heat as well. But that turn right there, sometimes I hit it okay, other times I don't. The 86, he hits it probably better than I do, more times than I do, I guess you could say. So he might get it pretty good 4 out of 5 times, or maybe I'm hitting it right about 3 out of 5 times. But he's sticking right to me. And I was at the beginning of the race, I was in a Comet Eagle sandwich. They were all around me. Now I've got a Burrell in front of me. But the 86 was able to cut under me there. He made a nice little move around that last little turn, and was able to get the position on me. And again, I thought he was going to drive away from me, because that's, you know, that's been my experience in the past. But in today's race, I had better success in staying with him. And at the end of the race, I did have just about a 10th faster lap time than he did, you know, for our fastest. And as I mentioned, we had some, you know, 2 new drivers, and one of them right there, he might have spun out or something. He did I don't recall if we lapped him in the first race. We might have, but he'll be back. And I talked with him and told him a little bit about the gear ratios and you know, things like that. He did not have the right gear. He wasn't even really that close. But he stayed out of the way and got some good experience following the line, so that'll pay off when he comes back to the next race. And hopefully at that one he'll have gotten his gearing tightened up a little bit and a little more in the range it needs to be successful on this track. But as you can see in the rear-facing cam, we did have some guys that were somewhat close to us once the 86 went past me, but with me, you know, I'm following behind him, and we've actually stretched it out pretty well on the 5th and 6th place karts. And, you know, I was hoping to get up there and put Earnhardt on him, you know, rattle his cage a little bit, but I didn't get quite close enough. But I do like how my kart was running, and, you know, I'm more of a budget guy, so if you're watching these videos and, you know, you're thinking you have to spend the largest amount of money to get out there karting, you don't really have to if you've got some mechanical ability, and typically you will get decent support if you go out to the track. There will be people there willing to help you get what you have running as fast as you can get it to go. And I was looking at some of my data, and as the years have gone by, I have definitely gotten faster each year, either through, you know, learning the line better, you know, getting seat time in, and also understanding what the kart does and what kind of adjustments you need to put on the kart to get it to go faster. So we're coming around to the checkers, and I had closed up, and, you know, maybe if I'd have had another lap, I could have put a good run on the 86, but because I was braking late and coming up on them hard in corners. But anyways, we just picked up the checker right there, and I finished 4th. So you've already seen the final. So with my last place and 4th place finish, I ended up starting the final in 6th, and, you know, second lap my chain fell off. But that's it, everybody. Have a good one, and we'll see you at the next race.